and welcome along to the Project Cars 2 Virtual Racing League, where today you join us for another epic encounter of the Ginettas in the Ginetta Championship that we are running on the Xbox platform, of course. And as you can see now on the screen is the calendar. So we've had rounds 1, 2, 3 and 4 there, Brands, Red Bull, Alton and Monza. And now we have Silverstone National Circuit coming up, and what promises to be an extremely close encounter, because so far we've had 4 different winners in the GT5 category, and at least 2, maybe 3 different winners actually in the juniors as well. But either way, both championships are extremely close, and it's still anyone's game as we come now into the business part of this championship, into the mid part of the season. So got a quick run of races coming up in short and quick succession for these drivers. They have to get their heads around quite quickly, different tracks. But Chris Doherty there leading the way ahead of Free-Gazelle and Big Bad Wolf in the GT5s, as you can see, and then a close battle between Scuderia Sam and Stuart Davis and Dara as well, D-Man in the juniors, and Roger the Dodger not far behind. And in the team standings, it's Team Notmates just leading the way by 1 point ahead of Team Spin there, and a couple of points back is Team Island, then Rosa McGee, Crash and Bash following in behind. So let's look at the qualifying order today, Alex.
Yeah, super close qualifying in GT5 between Sabrosa and Alex. 1,000th of a second pretty much, from Chris Doherty in 3rd, Free-Gazelle in 4th, and Wolf in 5th, and then another not so close in juniors, with Stu taking the pole position from Roger, Sam, D-Man and BTCC Dan.
Yes, and they're on the grid now, and it's race start coming up in dusk conditions, and the sunset's going down, but the racing drivers are just getting going. As Sabrosa off the grids, and Alex CDL alongside him now coming into turn 1. It's Chris Doherty and Free-Gazelle and Stuart Davis as well. They had a great start now, down the inside. It's Chris Doherty having a look down the inside, and Sabrosa and Alex tangling together, back, rolling over as Alex. He's lost his bonnet as it comes crashing back down to the tarmac, and Sabrosa is heavily involved too there. 2 of the hot favourites there already finding themselves in 10th and 11th positions, right at the back behind the whole junior pack as well, so there's a lot of work for them to do. That's Chris Doherty and Free-Gazelle completely romp away up the front, but Big Bad Wolf isn't far behind too, as they all try and slipstream each other now coming down the Wellington straight. And Free-Gazelle diving down the inside there of Chris Doherty as we look at Big Bad Wolf. What's happening out in front? It's Chris Doherty still in the lead, but Free-Gazelle's trying to wrong foot him as they head round the really long part now of the corner coming into the National Pit Straight, which is the start-finish straight as well, of course. And Big Bad Wolf there looks like he's in prime position to benefit from Free-Gazelle's slightly poorer exit. And look at this now, this is Stuart Davis and his teammate Alex CDL in the GT5s just coming through, and he got Sabrosa as well trying to make his way through as they swerve to get out of the way. It's a very tightly bunched junior grid by the looks of it. Battles happening all through the field there, all for the lead, and what a great lap that was, Alex. And look, position change now. This is Big Bad Wolf coming down the inside of Free-Gazelle. Oh, and Free-Gazelle just manages to hold it out, Alex.
Yeah, crazy first lap, big accident between Sabrosa and Alex. I think 3 wide into that corner just doesn't work, and those two sadly came together. We see Sabrosa and Alex now 4th and 5th, so they're ahead of the juniors, but yeah, it looks like they're catching these front 3 as they're battling away, so it could be a 5-way battle if these carry on the way they are. And we got Wolf looking around the outside trying to get the classic cutback, which is quite easy to do here in the left-right sequence. And as we see, Sam taking a bit of the bumper of Roger, and that's unsettled him. And it looks like could give Stu an advantage to get away, but these things are so even. The slipstream is going to be so important. It's going to be hard for anyone to break away in that slipstream train.
Yeah, and it's also hard for the director to break away from any action here, because whichever way you look, there is absolutely action going on in the GT5s and in the juniors. You see Free-Gazelle still resisting the challenge there of Big Bad Wolf, who recently won his first ever round despite being a veteran of the series. So both race winners in this championship so far, those two. Chris Doherty, those pulled out a 1 second margin. And talking about pulling out margin, is Stuart Davis trying to get away from this chasing pack here in the juniors, but Roger the Dodger is really tucked underneath him, and if he can stay there, he should have a hell of a run onto this straight. And the slipstream seems pretty powerful here too, Alex.
Yeah, it's really powerful. It seems like if you turn your lights up, you get even more power. That's how fast it's going. Wolf around the outside, this will be a great move. Has he got the grip? Has he got the tarmac to stay there? Running a bit wide? No, he had to get off throttle, and that allows Free-Gazelle to keep second place. We see Roger with a big dive here. will they make contact? It's very close. Roger just pulls up in time. Will he go for the cut back? Looking like it. He looks like he's making his own room there on the inside. He wants to go through. Stu holds on sideways as Roger pushes his way through. He's going for first and juniors. You see Sam's flashing lights. He's ignoring the rules. No junior flashing. But this is a really tight battle. First it's brought Sam and D-Man into play now.
Certainly has. This is a four-way battle for the lead here. Well, actually, BTCC Dan isn't far away too, so we'll call that a five-way battle. You're right on board with Scuderia Sam. You can see Stuart Davis using all of the tarmac and a little bit more there on the exit, and in the wing mirror you can see the Irishman lurking in the green machine. As Roger the Dodge is defending hard from Stuart Davis. Stuart Davis trying to go around the outside. This is giving Scuderia Sam a chance to nip through on the inside here, so we could go three abreast. But Scuderia Sam's trying to steal that slipstream off the red machine just up ahead now, and he has got that slipstream, so he pulls alongside his championship rival Stuart Davis, and ahead now too of Stuart Davis goes Scuderia Sam in the red striped vehicle, and D-Man as well. D-Man's got through on Stuart, so yeah, not a good couple of corners there for Stuart Davis.
No, it looked like Roger just outbraked himself and Stuart caught in and had to go the long way around. That just allowed D-Man and Sam through. But Stu's fighting back, looking around the outside of D-Man. D-Man's going to cover that off, but DCC Dan isn't too far behind and they're falling back from the two leaders and juniors. So they will want to try and work together just to get back up to first, but it's such a tight pack. You see Roger trying to break the toe of Sam, but Sam's on him like bubblegum to a shoe. He ain't getting rid of him at any time soon.
Yeah, and Stuart Davis is trying to get rid of D-Man there. D-Man being pushed onto the green AstroTurf on the outside of Copse Corner as they all now come into this tricky kind of turn 2 and 3, turning left for a right-hander. Stuart Davis nearly round there, you can see, and that's disadvantaged D-Man 221 as well as he comes onto the straight, and that's allowed BTCC Dan right onto the back of Stuart Davis now, and he's having a little look. Stuart Davis sticks to the inside. You can see all the cars sticking to the inside there to try and nick the slipstream off the guy leading that pack, which is at the moment Roger the Dodger from Scuderia Sam. As we're back now with the GT5 action, Subroso and Alex CDL making their way up through the field here. They're in 3rd and 4th positions at the moment, just half a second separating those two, so maybe we can see some more fireworks between those two before long. Chris Doughty has got a 1 second advantage over Free Gazelle at the moment, so he hasn't actually managed to pull away that much, and it looks like Big Bad Wolf's in the pits. He's made his one mandatory pit stop that all the GT5 cars have to make. And let's see where he comes back out. I don't know what it is for a pit stop here, Alex, but it looks like he's 30 seconds behind the leader at the moment.
Yeah, I think it's quite a long pit stop, and it's to just get out ahead of juniors, which is like really ideal for him. You don't want to get stuck in the back there trying to work your way through. You see he's just ahead. So he's the first one to jump in GT5. He said 30 seconds back. He'll hope to get enough to lean in now to jump Free Gazelle when he pits. But it's going to be super close in there, totally close. The juniors got D-Man battling with BCC Dan trying to get on the inside. We'll probably try and get the slipstream from the cars in front, but they're both fighting for the Stu slipstream. Side by side all the way down the straight into the left-hander. We see Alex now with Subrosa. There's action everywhere.
Certainly is, and Alex CDL is, well, Subrosa and Alex CDL are probably two of the fastest drivers over one lap, aren't they, in the league? They've got some serious pace when they want to unleash it, but can they unleash it today in these tricky nighttime conditions where the cars will feel a little bit more lively and a little bit more slippery, especially the GT5s with a tiny bit more power as well. So yeah, they don't want to be making any mistakes, especially as those two have some ground as well in the championship to make up. And this is Free Gazelle right on the back now of Chris Doughty. So did Chris Doughty make a mistake there? I think he might have as they went through left field. Oh, and he's off! Free Gazelle tried to go down the inside of Chris, and that just punts Chris straight into the wall as he tried to move over on him. The gap was there, I think. And this has allowed Alex CDL and now Subrosa coming through too on Free Gazelle to take 1st and 2nd positions. And I think this will mean Chris will be coming into the pits. I don't know what happened there, Alex. Was Chris trying to come into the pits and didn't realise Free Gazelle was there? What do you make of that?
It looked like he was coming across the pits because he did dive right quite fast, and I don't think he realised the nose of Free Gazelle was just sticking through, and talking of sticking through, it looks like Subrosa is going through to 2nd place on Free Gazelle, so he's lost 2 places there. He's back down to 3rd as they go past McGee there. We haven't talked much about. He's at the back of juniors. I think he's just getting hang of these juniors. As I said, they're very tricky little cars, normal road tyres, very thin road tyres, so they're very slippery, not much power, but still enough to get you in trouble. As we see Stu looking around the outside of Sam, you'd think he'd get into the slipstream and then pull out, but he's confident he can get around the outside, maybe go for a cut back. You see he smashes the polystyrene out of the way, he doesn't need that. Yeah, he's going to go wide of that, might give him a speed advantage, with Sam takes a slightly tighter line. It's going to be hard, he'll have to go on the brakes into the turn 2. It's going to be tricky. Sam gets the inside line, so he has the advantage. So you'll try the outside. This messed him up early with Roger. It seems to be working on this one. Sam just shuffle him out wide. He can do that. He's got room, but he should technically leave the car's width, and he's still got the place.
Yeah, for now though, but looks like Roger the Dodger there giving a lovely slipstream to, Stuart Davis, and he moves over on Scuderia Sam there as well, and neither are giving each other much room, because these two are fighting extremely hard for the championship right now, as leading the championship, first and second at the moment, 6 points separated the two of them, and 2 points separated first from second and second from third in the point scoring system, of course. 10, 8, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 is the scoring system, and this is allowing Roger the Dodger in the red machine to claw a little bit of time ahead there, but this slipstream is so powerful here. Those two are still within it, and look at the GT5s coming through now. This is going to be really hard work for Alex CDL, the GT5 race leader, coming through on the inside of the battling Scuderia Sam and battling Stuart Davis there, and thankfully no collision happened. And Stuart Davis now moving over on D-Man very aggressively. I don't think he knew he was there, and coming now hard on the brakes. D-Man's holding the inside line, Stuart Davis looking around the outside, and BTCC Dan is also in the mix there too, in the yellow car just behind. And this is Roger the Dodger still leading, but look at them all now, still in the slipstream. This is Free Gazelle as well, trying to make his way through. Look at it, look at the traffic. Free Gazelle doesn't know which way to go. He's weaving this way and that. He can't find a way through. And finally he does find a way through down the inside, thankfully, but that was heart in the mouth stuff, especially as Free Gazelle there. He's in a tight battle for possibly a podium today.
That was huge, him having to negotiate that. He lost 2 seconds just trying to go through those, whereas Alex just went through quite nicely. He got lucky where he overtook. It was a bit risky, but he went through nicely. As we see Wolf now jumping Chris in the pits. So he obviously had his spinning into the barriers. That's still significant that they close together, so Chris could get past him, but they'll have to get a move on if they want to jump Free Gazelle, who has lost time getting past the juniors. And Sabrosa, in all that, is pitted. He saw the cluster of juniors, and he wanted nothing to do with that, so he got his pit out of the way.
Yeah, this junior pack is still extremely tightly bunched, isn't it? All 5 cars there any one of those cars could still win the race, and so far we've had some argy-bargy, but they're all still stuck to each other like glue. And I can imagine as the race wears on, it'll get a little bit more gloves off, elbows out, even more so than we've seen already. But let's hope that these 5 stick together like they are right now, because it could be a grandstand finish. As Scuderia Sam looks for the lead down the inside of Roger the Dodger, hard on the brakes, doesn't quite make it through that way. And now this is Stuart Davis going through on the inside of D-Man, but D-Man will have the inside now for the last corner. As Stuart Davis tries to think about going around the outside, he is going for a round the outside manoeuvre there. Very brave manoeuvre if he makes that one stick. D-Man leaves him racing room, and BTCC down there in the background trying to latch onto the slipstream. He could get a double slipstream here if he's lucky. And going side by side now, Stuart Davis. He'll have the racing line for Cops Corner as they head over the start-finish line to complete lap 10 as they start lap 11. And Stuart Davis around the outside of Cops. Incredible manoeuvre, but he's off slightly there. So D-Man here might have the inside line as they head down into the tricky turn 2 and turn 3 part of the circuit. And we're not going to know what's going to happen as we switch back to Chris Doherty, who seems to have caught Big Bad Wolf. Chris Doherty recovering, of course, from that incident, and he's flashing his lights telling Wolf that he went through. So what's Wolf going to do?
It looks like he's going to defend. He's not going to make it easy for him, as it looks like they're catching up to Loopy McGee. Wolf going for that wider line. They can use the green AstroTurf at the edge of the track. That's all okay, but it seems to Chris didn't need it. He got a better run on the inside, better line, and he's through. So that's up to 4th at the moment as Alex is in the pit. So that to release his Free Gazelle, he'll have to get a move on to try and jump Alex and the others if he can when it comes to his pits, especially with these guys battling away for at the moment 4th and 5th. You imagine they might go past Alex, depends if he's timed it alright.
Yeah, it could be extremely close this, and Rich runs a little bit wide, and nearly comes back into the path of the Irishman Chris Doherty there, but the Welshman stays behind him for now, and he's in his slipstream, so if these two can stick together, they might be able to work together quite nicely to try and catch Sabrosa, but Sabrosa's got a nice lead at the moment by the looks of it over that little pack. And where is Alex CDL? There is Alex CDL coming out of the pits. His lights are still off. I don't know if that's a tactic or whether they're broken. Oh no, they're on now. And coming hard on the brakes, and he's actually managed to open a little bit of a gap to Sabrosa, if anything. So some blistering laps there, possibly. And talking of blistering laps, look at this, 3 abreast now. Roger the Dodger still leading. Some excellent defence from Roger the Dodger. But 3 abreast goes the Irishman, the Welshman, and the Englishman. And which one's going to come out ahead? It's the Irishman, I think. Followed by the Welshman, followed by the Englishman. And now the Welshman's got the space ahead. And D-Man's going to try and stick it around the outside. But Stuart Davis is coming on the inside now. And Scuderia Sam's got that second position now. Well, I think he was defending actually, but now he's going to be really under threat because look how close these two are in the slipstream. They're both going to be fighting to see who wins that slipstream. Roger the Dodger knows that he doesn't want to give anyone his slipstream because he's weaving all the way over the track, and BTC Sedan is just watching all this action unfold.
Yeah, I'd hate to try and put a bet on who's going to win Junior. There's a big group of 4 there. It looks like Alex coming through. Onto the grass. That's D-Man and BTC Sedan still on the grass, and he's around, he's spinning, he's hopefully he doesn't come back across the track. That's Scuderia Sam and Stu pushing him off, and that's half spin for Sam. He's off too. There's 2 the cars in the battle. Luckily he didn't go all the way around like BTC Sedan unfortunately did, but that you have to imagine that's put Sam out of the race, so it's down to 3 now. But I think with this you see the displeasure in Sam's headlights there, but I think the GT5's going through really messed up that battle for the juniors, and it just caused chaos.
Yeah, we often talk about the juniors possibly messing up battles in the GT5s, but of course it can happen the other way around too, can't it? And of course these junior drivers, they know by now in round 5 of the championship that they need to try and leave the space if they can for the GT5s to come through, but leave too much space and that sort of thing can happen. And unfortunately BTC Sedan and Scuderia Sam there were what's the word?
Victims.
the yeah, that word that I've forgotten. They were that.
Yeah, I think Sam was being quite courteous to Alex, letting him through as he knew he was the faster car. Then a big orange boulder of a Ginetta came flying through into the side door and took the spot, and I think that just unsettled the car on the way through. So I think that might be one for the stewards afterwards to have a look at, because we see Stu now battling with D-Man, and then D-Man's got his partner in crime, Chris in the GT5's coming along. I wonder if Chris might make things awkward for Stu. He could just shut him out, but no, he goes through, sticks to his own plan, so goes through nicely.
Yeah, if you were a GT5 car, where would you want to ideally be catching these guys? What part of this tricky little circuit?
Definitely on the straights. You don't want to be on the corners or the braking, because you don't know when they're going to turn in, because they could turn in completely different, brake completely different. You want to get past them on the straights, and you see that looks like Wolf now going on the straight, nice and easy around the outside. Now on the back of Roger, so he'll have to lift off quite a bit because they're obviously a lot slower, and you see he had to take the inside line, which will slow him up compared to Chris.
Yeah, exactly. And so let's have a little summary then. We're on lap 16 of 23. We're looking at Big Bad Wolf, who's in 5th position at the moment and last in the GT5 category, because we've only got 5 runners in the GT5 category today. So no Cherry Berry, no Dino Christian, no, I might have forgotten someone else as well.
I think it's Matt Kevs.
Yeah, the rest. There we are, Matt Kevs. Yeah, but the rest of the field is all juniors, isn't it? So a big turnout in the juniors today at Silverstone. And look at this now, 3-way battle for the lead in juniors. It's Roger the Dodger still leading the way. What about this from Roger the Dodger? Really impressive stuff for leading the whole race so far in this really tight pack.
Yeah, he's doing an excellent job. I think he didn't have to defend as hard as we probably think, because the battle for second place with 4 drivers was quite intense, so he managed to eke out a slim margin. We'll see at the moment just over half a second. So it's still something, but it's nothing to be comfortable with, because any little mistake, sideways momentum, he's back in the clutch with Stuart. Stuart had an excellent run through that first corner. You can see he just pull away from D-Man there. So he's really sussed that first corner out. So you see the beautiful sky in the background, really lighting up the track.
Yeah, these cars, these juniors, are a little bit down on power, aren't they? Which maybe helps keep the field together a bit closer, because you can do a little bit less in terms of finding time with these compared to the GT5s, quite possibly, or it's harder to find that extra time. But yeah, once they're in a slipstream like this, you can, I mean, it doesn't give much hope for the likes of Scuderia Sam and BDC Stan to catch back up if they haven't got that slipstream to work together. Because even though these drivers are battling hard, they're not actually losing any time. If anything, they're gaining time with that slipstream, aren't they? So, yeah, such a powerful tool to use. Roger the Dodger, though, just been looking in his mirrors the whole time here. Stuart Davis knows that he can really benefit here with Scuderia Sam losing time there in the championship. He can really benefit in terms of points, but don't count out Roger the Dodger or D-Man out of this, because they're not far behind in the points either, and one of those two could easily be claiming the title at the end of this season.
Yeah, definitely. It's gonna be. Looks like Junior's gonna be really close class. Like you said, especially if the points start to close up towards the end with different winners. You see, Rogers looks like he's struggling a bit these last few laps. He's really brought Stu and D-Man into play. Whether it's because he's the sort of training the other two of the carriages and they're getting pulled along with the slipstream. You see Stu going on the inside. He had an excellent run out there. He's probably a better driver than Roger, and he's not quite into first yet, but you'll have to imagine if he breaks him, he can definitely make it. So look on with D-Man. Great view of the battle. Roger breaks later. He'll go wider, so you can get a cut back. Will he try the same trick Roger did on him? Or will he try the outside? He likes going around the outside, but Roger can just shut him off straight into the gravel and that'll allow D-Man through. But now you can see the Ginetta or Stu really squirming there as he tries to get a pad on to pull it back in, but the tyres are saying no, I'm not having that. And then back in the slipstream train. Super close. Roger will start weaving there. There he goes. He starts weaving again. Stu's sort of half closed. D-Man wants to keep his line because he knows it's super important to get this right. Oh, and they hit together. They bang together almost to the Hamilton and Verstappen. That allows D-Man through on the inside. It's 3 wide. Roger gets a good exit. Stu's a big loser there. The contact's really cost him momentum-wise. D-Man on the inside. He should have the better line. Yeah, Stu will get a better run on the outside. Depends how wide he goes. Doesn't look like he went too wide. Tries to cut back in, so he'll try and get the slipstream. Yeah, it looks like he's latched straight onto the back of Roger and should get pulled back into second place. It's really close and not many laps left.
Yeah, not many laps at all, and that's the case too in the GT5s, as Frigazell has made a pit stop by the looks of it, because he's dropping down in terms of the timings there, but he's coming back out of the pits now. This is Chris Doherty is going to come out very close together. Where is Chris Doherty? There is Chris Doherty in the green machine, flashing into turn 2 now, and now into turn 3 as Frigazell accelerates, puts down the power, coming onto the Wellington straight, heading down to the last few sequence of corners, and Chris Doherty is going to be well in that slipstream, so it's going to be interesting to see who those two come out ahead by the end of the race, second and third. But Alex DDL's got a lovely 14-second margin over those two, and it looks like we have lost Subrosa from this race, sadly. I think a disconnection issue, but it's quite a shame that, because it was shaping up to be a grandstand finish between him and Alex for the race win. And D-Man, where is D-Man? Where is Stuart Davis? The camera's trying to find them. There they are, and it's Roger the Dodger leading the way from Stuart Davis from D-Man, as it has been for most of this race.
Ooh,
a
moves.
Lovely little cutback. What a fantastic cutback from Stuart Davis that was. You can see that one coming. He's been a little bit aggressive in this race, putting his nose where it doesn't belong in a couple of positions, Cops for example, but that was very well executed by Stuart Davis. Fantastic bit of racecraft, and Frigazell now needs a little bit of good racecraft to keep the crafty Irishman behind him, doesn't he?
Yeah, definitely. That looks like it's hotting up second place in GT5, and certainly hotting up for the win in Junior. Stu has the lead from D-Man, from Roger. Roger trying to bump draft D-Man, you imagine, on this straight just to try and close it. It'll definitely help him if they can work together. And you see Chris trying to break the toe. Ooh, he won't break the toe. Looks like he tried to biff him out of the way from the earlier action. But Frigazell around the outside, that's going to be brave. Has he got the braking right? It doesn't look like he has, because Chris can just cut the door. Well, shut the door, sorry. And yeah, he does exactly that. And just holds the tighter line. Frigazell can't do anything. And back to normal between
It's very
those
much
two.
the master versus the apprentice, isn't it, in the GT5s? Chris being the master, giving some tips to Frigazell. Now Frigazell's using some of those tricks to try and beat Chris, and Chris is probably regretting giving some of that advice out for free, probably. maybe he'll take a percentage in the a commission in the race wins. I don't know. But anyway, Stuart Davis now has got to the lead, look, as we head to the last but one lap. So Stuart Davis heads to the field now in the junior category. Roger the Dodger's fallen back after leading the whole thing pretty much to third, but he's still very much in it. These three, anyone's guess who's going to come out on top. Roger the Dodger there nearly cutting the nose off D-Man. D-Man backs out of it and tries to get a better exit, and he's got a lovely exit actually on the inside here. Now they're all trying to fight after the slipstream of Stuart Davis, and you can see the GT5 car of Alex CDL, the leader, now coming through. Which way is he going to go? He's going to go to the outside. Have they seen him? It looks like they have seen him.
Yeah, that's lucky. I think everyone just got out of the way because they're concentrating on their own battle. Alex got a nice lead, so he wouldn't want to compromise that, and especially compromise his teammate, as it would be a double win for them if they both come home first. But it's not all done for Stu just yet. I think that this might be... No, still 2 laps to go, so still up pressure. Ooh, slight mistake there from Stu. Looked like he went in a bit hot. That's going to compromise his exit. And you see there, Roger all over the back of him. D-Man had to go wide to avoid it because it looked like they all sort of like squashed up. And you see Sam flashing his headlights. He's still saying to everyone he's still there. So any mistake, he's going to have it.
Yeah, oh, look at this. Roger the Dodger right around the outside of Stuart Davis. Stuart Davis not giving in. He's on the curb now. He pushes Roger the Dodger off the track. Really aggressive stuff from the two of them there. And D-Man says, thank you very much. I'll switch to the inside and take the position off both of you if I can. And he cuts off Stuart Davis as well very nicely. And Roger the Dodger. And Alex CDL flashes his lights to claim the win. His first win of the Ginetta Championship. And his first win in a long time, actually, for the very successful virtual racer, it has to be said. And Roger the Dodger claims an absolutely remarkable win in the juniors as well. What a great race that was. Stuart Davis smashing the circuit to pieces, and D-Man comes in second, Stuart third for the looks of it, and in second place is Chris Doughty. Managed to get the position off Free Gazelle in the end for second and third position in those two, and Big Bad Wolf isn't far behind at all, coming home in fifth. A great race from Big Bad Wolf, a good haul of points there for him, and Sabrosa sadly disconnected, so he's lost a lot of points unfortunately. But Alex CDL, what a great race from him, and what a great race in the juniors.
Yeah, that was really good racing. It was a bit bumpy at times to see Roger had to stop from all the excitement, it looks like. But yeah, it wasn't so close in GT5. Alex ran away a bit. He got his pit stop just right, but I think Sabrosa disconnecting, like you said, really helped him. But that's 5 from 5 now in winners in GT5, so that's really hotting up with that championship as he beats his down cross line. Really unlucky with his spin. He could have been up there for a podium with the way they were racing.
Absolutely, and just a quick word for Luke McGee, just because we haven't really talked about him, but yeah, he was there as well, wasn't he?
Yeah, I think he's just getting used to the car. I said they're really tricky, and he'll get the hang of it. Probably see him win races soon with it.
Let's hope so, because yeah, the Scotsman can be absolutely flying on his day, can't he? So, but yeah, confirmation of the result there. Alex CDL from Chris Doughty, Free Gazelle, and Big Bad Wolf. So great points there for those lot. Roger the Dodger claiming his first win in a while as well, and in the Ginettas there, in the red machine, and that does wonders for his championship because he's on 23 points now, ahead of Luke McGee, and not far behind D-Man, and it closes the gap at the top too between Scuderia Sam and Stuart Davis, although Stuart will probably be hoping he could have won that to really maximise his chances. And then over in the GT5s, it's Chris Doughty leading the way by 4 points now from Free Gazelle. Big Bad Wolf in third. Alex CDL is actually joint third with Big Bad Wolf on 29 points. It's so close, Alex.
Yeah, really close. And as I said, anyone can win it in both championships. I wouldn't like to put a bet on either one. There's definitely favourites, but I wouldn't like to say it.
Sabrosa needs to hope for some better luck, doesn't he? I mean, he's had the pace and he could have got a good haul of points today, so hopefully for his sake he'll be able to get some points at the next round. But in the team standards, it's now team spin with a not quite a double win, but not bad positions either. Double podium, heading the way ahead of Team Notmates. Cherryberry not involved in the racing today, and then Team Island in third, and Crash and Bash fourth. Sabrosa McGee fifth. Three McEvs, Roger the Dodger one, Brown Tastic and Dino Joe rounding out the order. But yeah, thank you very much for watching. What a great race that was at Silverstone. And next time we are at Sakito, aren't we, Alex? The made-up Suzuka land circuit, which the drivers all seem to quite like, in sunset conditions as well, so it could be quite slippery. Yeah, so looking forward to that one, aren't we?
Yeah, it's first of a double header at Sakita. First one's national, and I believe the second one's international. So it should be great racing coming from him.
Absolutely. So from Alex and I, thank you very much for watching, and we'll see you at Sakito for round 6 and round 7 coming soon.